Hey everyone, welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I'm here after watching Psycho Killer. This is a new crime thriller slasher movie starring Georgina Campbell, who plays an officer. We start the movie and her husband is killed by a mysterious man in a stolen car. Turns out he is an interstate slasher, going state to state killing people. I thought for a while, like, this film also stars Malcolm McDowell, which probably tells you the actual quality of the film. I'm sorry, Malcolm, love you, but not always in the greatest of films. This movie, I thought maybe was a sequel to something from the way the plot developed, so I did a quick look up of it. It's actually been in development for over 10 years. You would think that in 10 years they could come up with a better title for it, because this has nothing to do with the Talking Heads song. This is just kind of a generic titled slasher film. But what a movie like this needs to do is it needs to have a good lead. Georgina Campbell does that. She's fantastic. Hunting down the killer. I think that it needs to have an actual murderer killer who is engaging and interesting. He has something different about him. Although the Buffalo Bill style voice that they do for this is really, really silly and cheesy. Made me laugh out loud when I first heard it. I think overall the killer works out pretty well. There's some some brutality in this film. There's some killings that really strike a chord. And films like this need to do something a little bit different. Even though I think if you're paying attention, you can figure out what's going to happen toward the end of this film. The fact that it's something different than I've seen in any other slasher film, I think makes it worthwhile. This movie, I didn't even know it was out. I didn't know it was coming out. I just happened to check the app today and saw that it released, and like, hey, why not go check this out? Never heard of it before. And I was pleasantly surprised. I actually quite enjoyed this movie. I thought it was going to be really kind of silly and cheesy from the beginning, but it comes along pretty well. The killer is menacing. I would say that there are 2 to 3 to 4 times in this film that it should have been over. There are some plot points, some twists in this that don't really make sense. Everything should have been over. The FBI is apparently just, they're all morons, and even though this guy has killed whatever 16-30 people, they're not putting a lot of resources into stopping him. It's sort of like Weapons, right? You remember that, how there was this whole mystery, where did the kids go, and then once the lead character got involved, she just pulled out a map and figured it out, right? It's not that difficult. It wasn't really that difficult to track this guy down and figure out what was going on. But it was a fun journey. It was an interesting ride. I thought Georgina Campbell was fantastic. And if you do like slasher films and you like kind of scary things, I think that this is worth going to see. I'm actually going to give this a 7. It's pretty bold. I don't know that it deserves much more than that, just because it's kind of a low budget film. Like I said, there are a few plot points that don't really make sense. But there are also some killings, and there's some set pieces in this that I think are worth it and are good. So there we are. It's a 7, and go see it if you like scary movies. Appreciate you all. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.